tutorial for you today. I'm going to be showing you how to make a off shoulder like a sweetheart neckline dress. It's a complete off the shoulder. The dress starts from here and they go like a little style at the bottom of it. I'm going to be putting the photo so that you know the dress I'm talking about. I just want to quickly show you how to cut it. I'm not 100% sure if I can show you where I sew it, but I will try and make a video of where I sew it as well if I can. Okay, I'm going to be telling you the measurement will be needed for this particular style. You need your bust measurement, you need your upper bust measurement, you need your under bust measurement, you need your shoulder to your bust point measurement, and also you need your hip measurement, your waist measurement, your shoulder measurement. There's no sleeve, it's a complete off shoulder, it has no sleeve. And you need your shoulder to your knee measurement, shoulder to hip measurement. I'll quickly show you the fabric I will be using as well. And already I've prepared the fabric done. I'm already cutting it. I just thought of doing a quick tutorial to show you what I'm doing. Okay guys, I'll show you the fabric and what I'm doing. Okay everyone, I forgot to mention that you also need the length of the dress. The problem is that the style is on my phone and I'm using my phone for the recording of this, so I'm not able to show you the picture, but I will show you the picture when I finish. You need the length of the dress as well. I forgot to mention that. So as you can see, I've already started marking everything down because I don't want the video to be long. So we are going to be using this beautiful royal blue lace, and we are using a white satin. This is some Duchess satin white we are using for the lining. So what I have done already is I've taken the length of the dress from the shoulder to the knee, because the bottom part of the dress is like a gather, and I'm going to be using just the lace on its own at the bottom part of the dress. So what I've done down here already, I've taken the length of the dress from the shoulder to where I want the length to be, plus 1.5 inches sewing allowance. And I've gone ahead, I'm taking my shoulder measurement. I've cut some bits off, but I will just put it back so I'll show you. So I've done my shoulder to my half shoulder measurement. I hope you can see. Let me just pull it down so you can see it properly. So I've done my half shoulder measurement, which is 8 inches, and I've also done my shoulder to armhole length, which is from your shoulder to your armhole length, which is 9.5. I've also gone ahead and marked down shoulder to bust point, shoulder to waist, and shoulder to hip measurement. I've marked them all down here. And after I've done that, I've gone ahead to you times your bust measurement, calculate your bust, measure your bust anyway. If it's 40 divided by 4, I've marked it down, the person's bust measurement, and I've added 2 inches seam allowance. I've also done the same to the waist. I've divided the person's waist by 4. I've marked it down. I've added 3 inches to the waist because I'm going to be putting the dart. For this person, I'm going to be using 4.5 for the dart, the wideness, 0.5 inches to sew it. So this is the waist measurement. I've marked it down and I've added 3 inches. This is the hip here, that's shoulder to the hip. So I've also gone ahead and divide the hip by 4. And I've marked it down over here, and I've added 2.5 inches to the hip on this side here. And this is just the bottom part. The bottom part here, let me move the camera down a bit. So the bottom part here, if you measure from here to here, it's about 15.5. So I've come here and I transferred 15.5 here. But what I have also done, because I don't want the bottom part, which is the knee section, to be too big, so I've taken away 1.5 inch from here. so there will be a nice shape on the knee section down here. So I've cut it out. So the next thing I have done, because it's a sweetheart neck, it's a sweetheart dress at the front, you can see. So what I've done is from the shoulder to the armhole length is 9.5. From the top of the shoulder, which is our shoulder slope, I've come down by 1 inch. So if you measure from here to there, it's going to give you 8.2. That's what we give you. So I've marked 8.2 here, which is this mark right here. So from this point, I've come down by 1 inch. From this point, I come down by 1 inch. That's why you're seeing the blue mark shock there. I came down by 1 inch. On this point here, because the neck is quite low, the neck of this style I'm sewing is 9. So what I have done is from this point, I just take my ruler. You always need your ruler. I take my ruler from this half of the remaining armhole. I take my ruler, I draw a curve. You see the way I place the ruler? Here I came down by 1 inch. So from the neck, the depth of the neck is 9. But because I'm going to be sewing it, I have measured 8 to start with. So from the mark of this 8, from the line of this 8, I came down so I can create the sweetheart neckline. I came down by 1 inch. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I'll move the camera a bit closer so you can see it. So I came down by 1 inch here, as you can see the chalk mark there. So from this 1 inch, I just take my ruler and I place my ruler there so I can draw the curve I want first. So that's what all I did here. So from this mark here, from this is the half of the remaining armhole length. So from there, I came down by 1 inch. I came down by 1 inch there. And then from there, I drew a line. I took my ruler. I took my ruler like so, and I connect the curve. I connect the curve there. Okay, so as I then from this point here, because if I was to put a sleeve, I would have cut from this point. I would have just gone like that. You can see the shape of the armhole there. But because I'm not putting a sleeve, what I have then done, from this point here of the armhole, I came up by 1 inch. I hope you can see. I came up by just 1.2 inch, which is here, this line here. I came up by 1.2 inch. So I take my ruler, and then I just took my ruler to connect the lines. So I took my ruler, I draw the curve first, and then I just take my ruler to just connect it. Okay, so I use my ruler to connect them all. You can also freehand it. If you know how to freehand it, you can freehand it to that point. So in this case, I'm cutting the front and the back together, but the back is not going to be having a sweetheart. I'm doing it because I need the armhole point here to be the same. I need them to be the same. I don't want any mistake there. So I'm just going to be cutting it like this all the way straight here. So I'll just draw a straight line here, so this will be the back. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut here all the way off. On this side, I've already cut the side off already. I've already cut the side off. So I'm just going to cut this. can see it. Okay, I've cut it now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the front and then I'll do the back separately. Make sure this is my zip allowance here. Just make sure you mark the zip allowance so you will know where the zip allowance is when you want to cut the back. But I'm going to cut the front so you can see how I cut it. So I just come down to the sweetheart neckline shape here, which is the V kind of. So I'm just cutting it out. Okay, can you see what I've done there? So I've cut the front. Let me cut the back and then I'll open it out and see and show you how it looks like. Okay, so for the back, I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to come down by 1 inch from this point here, which is the top of the back. I'm going to come down by, let's say I'll come down by 1.5 inch. So I come down by 1.5 inch and I take my ruler. I'm going to connect this 1.5 inch. I'm going to connect it to the armhole line here. So I just take, you can use your hip curve ruler, it's quite good for this. So this is my hip curve ruler. This is my hip curve ruler. What I do is I just place it like that, or you can move it. Whichever section of the hip curve ruler gives you the shape you want, you just use that. So I just draw a line to connect it. Sometimes you can also freehand it. So I've drawn the line out. As I say, you can freehand it if you want to. You can freehand it, but I've used the ruler to draw the shape. So all I do is I cut it out. This is for the back. So after I've done that, I can slit it, I cut it open, this zip section. I'm going to cut the zip section opened. Okay, so now all I'm going to do, I'm going to take this to cut the lace. So, but before I do that, let me show you what I'm going to do to the front, because the front of the dress, this is the front of the dress. I'm going to be showing you the bottom part of the front of the dress. The bottom part has like a high-low. This part is not the same length as the back section. So from this is the bottom part, this is the top part of the dress. As you can see, the marking of the sweetheart neckline. So this is the bottom part here. This is the bottom part. This is the folded edge. Remember, you always have to fold your fabric into two. Always important. Fold it into two. You fold it into two. That's why you divide it by 4. So on the bottom part, I'm going to be showing you, because the bottom part of the the bottom part of the dress, this part of it is higher. It's not the same with the back. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be measuring 8 inches upward. So from this 8 inches point, I'm going to connect it to the end. Let me move this up. From this 8 inches, I'll connect it to the other end here. I'll use my ruler to draw it so you can see it. So from this 8 inches point, you can do it round. Sometimes you can freehand it, You can use a ruler to see if you can get a round curve. And as I said, the hip curve ruler sometimes is quite good for things like this. So I'm going to use the hip curve ruler to get the shape I want. You can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to use the ruler to get the shape I want. That's what I'm trying to do right here. So once I get the shape and I feel I'm happy with the shape, I mark it out. I don't know if you guys can see the shape I mark out. Let me mark it out properly so you can see it. So I take my ruler, my hip curve ruler. I take my hip curve ruler and then I draw the shape. So this is only for the front. This is only for the front. The back is not like this. So you cut it out. I'm not cutting it exact where I mark the chalk in because I'm trying to also save some seam allowance. So now I'm going to open it so you can see what I've done. Okay, so I've opened it out. I don't know if you can see. Let me just keep all these rulers so you can see what I've done properly. So I've cut the shape, the roundness that I want out, as you can see. So on this other part, it's just going to be the lace. So what I will do at this part, I will gather I'm going to put a gather like this. I'm going to gather it all the way to that point. So I will take the lace and gather it like that and stitch it on it with the edge of the lace at the bottom part. So it will be like this. So here I will sew the gather stitch and stitch it. So this part won't have the lining, but the other part will have this white lining on it. When I finish sewing it, I'll show you. Okay, so this is all I'm doing to the front, and that's the end of this. So what I will do now is I'll take this. Okay, so this is how the upper part is. Let me show you how the upper part looks like. So this is the upper part of the dress. So this is the upper part. So you can see the sweetheart neckline. Because it has no sleeve, so I didn't cut the armhole. This is the armhole here. So I came up by 1.2 inch because she's going to be wearing it. If I stand back a bit, she's going to be, I don't know if you can see, she's going to be wearing it like this. When I finish sewing it, I'll show you the picture. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to cut this out now on the fabric, and I'll show you, if I'm able to show you a video where I'm sewing it, I'll do that. Thanks for watching. Okay everyone, I just quickly want to show you, I decided to show you the video where I'm making a video where I'm sewing the dress. So this is the dress I cut earlier on. I'm just going to sew it together now, so I quickly want to show you what I'm going to do first. So this is the top section because it has no sleeve, it has no strap. So what I'm doing here, I'm just taking the pin. As you can see, I've already pinned the middle. This is the sweetheart neck. The middle, I've pinned it already. So I'm going to be pinning the other section as well. And then when I finish, I'll take it to the sewing machine and then I'll sew it. So I'll do the same as well to the back. So I'm just showing you what I do first. I pin it together so you can always pin it. It's always good to pin so you don't make mistake. Of course, not everybody use pin. Some people are used to sewing without using the pin. Sometimes I do that, but sometimes I use the pin. So I just pin it together. This is it. I've pinned the lining and the lace together. So now I'm going to sew it all the way down to this point here, to that point here. So I'll sew it, I'll do the same to the back, and I'll come and show you. Okay everyone, so I quickly show you what I have done to the dress so far. So this is the back of the dress. I have put the dart already. I'll show you the wrong side. I've sewn the dart from the top of the dress there. I've sewn the dart on both sides. I've sewn the dart on both sides, and I've also put the zip as well from the very top of the dress. So I use a very long zip. Later I will overlock the edges to make the inside neater. So this is the back of the dress, and also I have used the lining to turn the back just like what I said I was going to do. This is the darts from the very top, so I turn it with the lining, and then I've done the same to the front as well. This is the front from the wrong side. You can see the sweetheart. So I've stitched it and I've turned it out. Okay, so I've also put the dart as well. I will trim all the thread off later and iron it. And also at the bottom here, remember the bottom, because it's like a high-low, so I've just top stitch here. So what I'm going to do next now is join the dress together at the sides. I'll join them together at the side, right side to right side. Right side to right side like this. Join them together. Once I join them together like so, I stitch the sides. And then after that I will add the garter to the bottom. I'll do that and I'll show you. Okay guys, so this is the finished outfit of the dress I was showing you earlier on. So I finished it. Sorry I couldn't show all the sewing. I just needed to finish it on time because the client needs it. So this is what I've done. I will put the picture of the style the person sent to me, but I have to make some alterations to the front of it on the original style. So I'll put the picture anyway. So this is the dress. So it's like a semi high-low. The front is a little shorter than the back. I will turn it around so you see. So that's the back. Okay. So let me turn it around again. I'll take a picture so you can see it properly.